At my niece's birthday party, my parents and sister held my 11-year-old daughter down and cut her hair so she wouldn't outshine her cousin. Mom told me not to fuss. I didn't. I did it. They cried at the police station the next day. I missed the scissors. I didn't see her reaction. They weren't laughing, holding her down, or ignoring her tears. But I saw their remnants. That was enough, I swear. Never forget how she looked leaving that house. My niece's 12th birthday. Due to my glamorous Saturday hospital shift, my 11-year-old daughter Grace went ahead of me. Intended to be harmless. A cousin's party. Family. People you trust until they prove otherwise. Grace shone that morning. Weeks of planning went into this. Her pride, her hair, was washed, dead-angled, wrapped in a silk bonnet and re-wrapped before bed. She begged me to take her to a salon. Not the strip mall with fluorescent lighting and panic haircuts. A real one. To feel pretty. One time only. I worked 2 nights, canceled my massage, and paid $120. She picked the look. Soft half-up curls with pearl pins and a side braid. Will Bella like it? She asked, fiddling with a pin. My niece Bella, daughter of Sabrina. I told her she'll love it. You look lovely. She grinned. She made a gift. A fixed glitter tape. I dropped her off, kissed her goodbye, and went to work thinking she was safe. I know, foolish. My stomach twisted as I pulled into the driveway that evening. Hiccups, not nerves or paranoia. Kind of off you only notice afterward. Then the front door opened. Grace exited. I swear I didn't recognize her initially. She lost her long, perfectly styled hair. Untrimmed. No cut. It was short, jagged, and uneven. Pieces hit her chin. Others barely touched her ears. The raccoon appeared to have been given gardening shears and allowed to roam. I saw her look down as she approached. Tight shoulders. Shallow breathing. Grace. Climbing out of the car, I asked, what happened? She tried bravery and smiling. My death came from that. They cut it, she whispered. Then she cried. Chest broke. They cut. I repeated, stupefied. She nods. Her voice was weak. Aunt Sabrina and grandmother. I wished to stone. Break apart. I wanted to run inside that house and flip tables like a biblical tantrum. Grace sobbed. I knelt and held her, and she cried with her face in my neck. Go home, she asked. We're not going home, I said. My tone was calm. More than anything, that scared me. Our way back to the house. My hand was on her shoulder. I half hoped someone would stop me. No one did. Sabrina cleaned paper plates inside like she hadn't just broken a girl's faith in humanity. My mother talked about leftover cake while wiping counters. Frosting and betrayal filled the air. I asked in the doorway, what happened to my daughter's hair? Sabrina didn't flinch. We asked her to ponytail it. She declined. So we cut. I blinked. Cut it. She was difficult, my mother said. We let her choose. I repeated, a choice. So, let me clarify. You chopped off an 11-year-old's hair after she refused to do something. Just hair, Sabrina said. It wasn't. They persisted. My mother said we can't afford that. You were trying what? Distress Bella? Make us blush? Sabrina claimed she was boasting. You humiliated my daughter on her birthday. I regarded them. These people. My family. Talking like Grace was a high school prom rival, not a kind child who wanted to give her cousin a handmade gift. I lost feeling in my hands. I spoke evenly. Taking her home. I didn't wait for reply. Grace remained outside. She and I walked back to the car holding hands. Keep wiping her face. I kept quiet. Halfway home, she whispered, can it be fixed? A knot formed in my throat. We'll make it beautiful again, I said. I swear. The worst was that she believed me. She still thought the world could be right. No screaming. I didn't threaten. I didn't cry. Not then. It wasn't obvious, but they'd be crying at the police station soon. People talk about first signs, red flags, gut instincts, and those moments when the curtain lifts and the truth emerges. If only I could recall one of those childhood moments. A cross line. A slap. A scream. Door locked. Dramatic stuff. Something filmic. But no. It was more subtle. It was soft. Constant. Poison disguised as tradition. You're not raised as the second-best daughter.
Not now.
More like a slow leak. Something drips. Not until it collapses on your head do you notice the ceiling is sagging. Sibling Sabrina is 2 years older than me. My first 15 years. I didn't wonder why she always got nice things. Pretty dresses. The shiny flats. Lip gloss. The praise. Let your older sister wear it. No mascara yet. Little girl still. Older than you. That top. That's not how you want to be seen. Never mind that Sabrina and I were nearly the same height by 12. Or that we were often mistaken for twins at our middle school. Not then. I liked dragon books, video games, and messy ponytails that fell apart when I left the house. Not trying to be anything. It seems not trying was the issue.
See?
A girl raised to compete for attention is most threatened by someone who gets it without asking. Not even Sabrina said it. Not directly. I saw it in her face. Boys looked at me instead of her every time. Every time I was mistaken for my older sister. Every time I made someone laugh unintentionally. She then did her usual. Flipped the story and convinced me I did something wrong. I recall. She was 16, I was 14. We prepared for a family friend's wedding. She rioted in my room with mascara. Why wear that dress? I blinked. The only one that fits me. Did you alter your hair?
No.
Washed it. My Pantene crime looked like a felony to her. You know Brandon will attend. Brandon. 4-year crush on the boy. Who liked football. And math. Apparently me too. But I didn't like him. I only discussed a book we liked with him. Avoid flirting with him. What am I not? Slammed the door. Later that night, Mom took me aside. Couldn't you have dressed less flashy? Your sister was mad. Gray dress.
Gray.
Things grew over time. Quietly. In unmarked ways. My makeup bag was accidentally hidden by Sabrina. Or forget to tell me an event's dress code changed. She changed my conditioner for shampoo. For a week, my hair looked static styled. The fact that my parents supported her hurt even more. No matter how small. Despite obviousness. They considered me the issue. I was hard. Too arrogant. Too sensitive. Too much. After 10 years, I thought I'd outgrown it. I thought success would balance things. I worked my way through medical school. Residency. Long hours.
No sleep.
Nobody spares me. I bought a home. I married a respectful man. Radical, yes. I gave my daughter Grace everything I was denied. That might be enough, I hoped. Perhaps they'd finally see me as myself. Grace may be treated differently. But they didn't. They couldn't. It caught my attention during visits. Grace wore cute outfits to family dinners. My mother pursed her lips. Isn't that skirt too much for a girl? I think she's 11. Sabrina made passive-aggressive comments to Bella. Grace, you have a lot of hair for your age. Have you always worn makeup?
School too.
Grace wore no makeup. She wore glitter clips and clear lip gloss. But the tone was constant. Avoid attention. Don't shine, keep Bella from looking dull. Poor Bella took it all in. She imitated her mother's jealousy. After a family barbecue, I saw her in the hallway with Grace. Not all was heard.
The tale.
You think you're special because your mom lets you go to the salon. Grace didn't relay the conversation. She looked small. Smaller than usual. I didn't realize its depth. The silent rules weren't obvious to me. The same games. Same threats behind smiles. Until birthday. Until Grace left that house with cropped hair. Until she spoke.
They cut.
Then everything clicked. It wasn't disobedience. A discipline. Perhaps a childish misunderstanding. A punishment. For beauty.
To shine.
She stood out when she should have kept quiet. Grace reflected what they hated in me. They took her. It seemed I was past it. That I had passed my worst. But I didn't realize I walked her. My girl. Straight into my childhood trap.
She said it as I poured tea.
Held me down.
Just like that. No build up. No whipping.
She said those 4 words flatly and quietly, like the weather report. Grace stared blankly at the kitchen table in her hoodie, legs tucked under her. I paused mid-pour.
What?
She repeated. They held me down.
No, I said.
Aunt Sabrina pushed me into the chair, and Grandma said, "It's just hair, stop fussing." Then they cut. I remained silent. Clinging the teapot like I could squeeze justice out of it distracted me. She said they laughed. Grandpa advised me to humble myself. I was filmed by Belle. So was Connor. He promised to send it to the group chat. She blinks. Not even sure what group chat is.
Sat down.
Fully. I'd break something if I didn't sit. It was filmed. She nods. Connor had tablet. It was always held up by him. It was probably funny to him. He did, obviously. No one stopped them. Grandpa ate cake. Bella advised them to face forward. I fixated on her. She looked tiny in that chair. She looked smaller than ever before. All my emotions froze then. I wasn't mad anymore. I was ready. Grace, I said. They did more than wrong you. Illegal. She looked up. Really?
Yeah.
The term is assault. Your body was touched without consent. You were restrained. They cut your hair, identity, and autonomy while you cried. Not just hair. That's illegal. She looked down again. Just felt like it. Because you were right. I paused. Want to report it? She blinks. To police?
Yes.
If no, we won't. If you agree, I'll take you today. She was slow to respond. A loose thread on her sleeve was picked.
Then. Yeah.
Let's. We need proof, I told her. Grace tilted her head like I'd forgotten something obvious. Connor filmed everything. Raised eyebrow. You sure? He was in front of me. Like a YouTube vlog. I gave her my phone. Want to query him? She was decisive. She typed his name. Hi, Connor. I know you filmed. Can you send the video? 30 seconds later, he replied.
Okay. Just like that. Nos cham.
Zero suspicion. One laughing emoji and a video. Watched it together. It was short. Maybe 12 seconds. But that was enough. It was Grace crying. No, please. While Sabrina grabbed her hair. My mom supported them. Arms folded like she was watching another fold laundry. Father sat on couch with plastic fork and said, "Later, she'll say thanks."
Connor laughed. Bella yelled.
Proceed to the front. Grace watched silently. Her face was blank. After the video, she looked at me. Can we go? Straight to the station.
Non stalling. No mantaches.
Nothing changed, even my clothes. Grace wore her hoodie. Still wearing yesterday's makeup. Nothing mattered. Alvarez was our detective. Mid-40s, practical haircut, kind eyes that didn't blink when we told her what happened. Grace presented the video professionally. Alvarez watched with headphones.
Twice.
His words were brief. However, her expression changed. Tightening, sharpening, then deflating in disgust. Provided all necessary information. A formal case is being opened, she said. You entered correctly. Grace never lost her cool. Questions were answered. She asked her own questions. Grace nodded like a school play star when Alvarez said a child advocate would attend her follow-up interview. She stopped trembling. She was mad. Grace buzzed when we returned to the car. Not happy, God. Sharper, though. Lighter. She felt relieved of silence.
Her question, now what?
Telling her the truth. Be prepared for paperwork. Following up. Court case? Maybe. Possible protective orders. It'd be difficult. She nods.
Good.
Just one word gave me chills. One night, the phone rang. I recognized the voice, but not the number. Are you crazy? I felt my mother's voice slap me. No hello from her. Visiting the police. You called police. Over hair. She didn't await my response. You'll wreck everything. Do you grasp that? You'll ruin this family. Do you want that? I let her rant. Let her shout. Let her unleash her rage and fear through the line. After she stopped breathing, I said, "You should have considered that before assaulting my child." Dead silence. No one was assaulted. It was cut.
No.
This was control, a humiliation, a violent act. Proof is now available. Another pause. Then, your mind is cloudy. You must relax. Inform the detective. I hung up, felt no guilt.
No, wait.
Nothing was over yet. Not even close. The next morning, I was holding a grudgeful cup of coffee when my phone rang. It was Sabrina. Her voice cracked as she said CPS was at our house. They arrived this morning, Danielle. Unannounced. Bella's room was desired. They asked for scissors. I remained silent. I stirred coffee. Let silence speak for me. Is something wrong with you? She whispered. You followed through? You charged? No, I said. Just reported your actions. The rest? Up to you. Hair, Danielle. The same tune played again. Just hair. Just fun. Just sisters. Only childhood. No, I said. Holding down a crying child and cutting her without consent. And filming. Also mocking her. If that's parenting, I'd worry too. Switching tactics, she tried. Begged me to retract the report. Her voice broke as she said, You're tearing the family apart. You've revealed this. I may lose kids. I advised you to consider that before touching mine. I hung up. No goodbye. No explanation. Boundaries lock with a click. Should have known they'd continue. That afternoon, someone sent me screenshots. My parents and Sabrina posted on Facebook. Spin their own truth like a school talent show. It was game. Grace desired a makeover. Danielle is unstable again. Overreacting repeatedly. We adore Grace. We bonded. Bonding? Do we call it that now? Force bonding? It was said, I've known Danielle for years, and she's always obsessed with appearances. It's sad she's arming her daughter. Brenda from church? That's your take? I showed Grace the post. She tightened her mouth while reading the comments. They're lying, she whispered. I know. Getting away with it. I regarded her. Not if we're honest. Then I stopped. Would posting the video be okay? Not a scared kid. She looked up at me like someone who is done being small. Please publish.
So I did.
Short caption. No rant. Just this. This is a game. My 11-year-old daughter cries while being held down and shorn. They laughed when she said no. I attached the video. It exploded. The same people who called me dramatic in the morning apologized to me at night. I retract. This is awful. That kid laughs while she cries.
Why?
This is assault. Full stop. I'd charge too. What the hell? Even my skeptics deleted their comments. Funny how footage can clarify morality quickly. Grace sat next to me as we watched views rise. I looked at her. The girls smiled. Not fully smiling, but the kind that says they see me. No more invisibility. Dad texted me 2 days later. Hey, your rent transfer failed this month. Was there trouble? Stared at it. Then I type. No issue. I won't pay for people who laughed as my daughter begged them to stop. Come on, Danielle. Cut us off over a haircut? It returned. A deflection. The denial. Unable to name anything properly. As I replied, since it wasn't cut, this was assault. Because when you could have said this was wrong, you lied on Facebook. Also, if you contact Grace again, I'll report it. Another pause.
Then, well.
Guess you value money over family. I didn't reply. No, I had a dozen things to say. I don't argue with people who confuse consequences and betrayal. Grace and I returned to the salon later that week. Warm, gentle stylist I booked, and knew how to handle family drama and kitchen scissors cut hair. No more trying to make it long. She didn't say fix, but she leaned down to Grace and said, make it yours. Grace examined herself in the mirror an hour later, touching her new hairstyle, smiled and tilted her head. I look great. You know what?
She did.
Grace made a full statement at the station the following week. Her entry was like owning the building. No weeping. Without hesitation. She clarified all questions. She replied when asked how she felt. Like, I wasn't important. She replied when asked why she reported it. Because I do. I sat with my hands in my lap, hearing my daughter regain her full voice. When we reached the car, I asked, "Do you want to see them again?" She ignored me.
No.
Never. I nodded. No, you won't. Choose who's in your life now. And who's not. A month passed. Case resolved. No one was jailed. They surprised me. But it stayed. Mattered. Mother, father, and Sabrina were convicted of misdemeanor assault. They all had criminal records.
They each paid a fine.
Sabrina got the worst of it, as expected. A full parenting course was required. Their home would be monitored by CPS for a year. Someone told me Tyler threatened to leave her. The vacation was canceled. Stress ate them alive. I wasn't sorry. Not even slightly. Grace still refuses to see them. She doesn't want them around. Not at school events. Not on birthdays. Absolutely not. I listened. Every time. Now I know respecting her choices isn't just healing. That's power. Hers was taken enough. Not anymore.
So,
Did I overstep? Or not far enough? Some said I overreacted. That I should have kept it family. That it was hair. Maybe they're right. If they weren't talking about my 11-year-old being held down, humiliated, and violated by her protectors, maybe justice seemed quieter. I saw justice as my daughter entering a salon with confidence. Justice looked like her knowing someone would finally defend her. So I wonder, should I have continued? Eliminate them sooner? Held them in court until their guilt was confirmed? Share in the comments. Subscribe for more raw, satisfying stories like this.